Ever notice how one sentence stays in your mind for days? It's not random, not crazy, nor are you overthinking. It's a key. Your mind does not randomly obsess, it just highlights. And what it highlights, it wants resolved or realized by you. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop ignoring your internal GPS and start using it to rewrite your path. Your future self already knows the way. It knows all the roads, all the potential that is available to you. And sometimes it leaves you breadcrumbs in forms of dreams, triggers, or saved quotes. You scroll past 100 videos, 1,000 voices, but that one line stayed with you like a thorn in your brain. That is a signal. And most people ignore it. They ignore it like it didn't just speak directly to them. They brush it off as a coincidence. Your intuition already got the memo. Your subconscious circled it in red ink. The only one not listening is you. What if you're ignoring your most intelligent internal GPS? Sometimes it might sound like a lyric that hit a little too deep. Sometimes it might be a line from a book that feels like it was written for you. Sometimes it's a weird dream that stuck with you. Or sometimes it can be a weird feeling after seeing someone. It's not random or a thought or just a memory, it's an activation. Your subconscious mind caught something that your conscious mind is still running away from. And it's looping in your mind because you haven't acted on it yet. Your subconscious is ahead of you. You're the last one to catch up to your own inner knowing. We've been conditioned to dismiss what doesn't have a spreadsheet attached to it, what can't be tracked, measured, or explained. We throw it away. But the truth is, your most intelligent inner knowing will not come in a language that your ego immediately understands. It will arrive in resonance, in sensation, and repetition. And it won't stop showing up until you stop walking past it like it's not the sacred thing it is. I'm willing to bet that if you are a person who acts on their internal knowing, that when you look at your saved quotes from 6 months ago, a year ago, or 2 years ago, you will notice that it has become your reality. Your future path was literally written into that, and that's why you paid attention to it. Now, what would have happened if you brushed it off as a coincidence? Perhaps you wouldn't have paid attention to it, so it wouldn't have been the focus of your perception, and you wouldn't have walked into that direction, while that was the highest path available to you at the moment. The consequence of brushing off an internal subconscious ping is just your destiny, just your future, nothing serious, right? I've learned to pay attention to what holds my attention, but sometimes there are rare instances where I still brush something off as a mere coincidence. For example, on social media, I know my algorithm is tailored to me. I know it's precise. I will not take anything as a sign. But then I learned to differentiate between naively taking everything as a sign, just because someone says so, versus noticing what specifically resonates with you, not because of the way it's delivered, but because of the substance behind it. Recently, I ignored such a ping during the day because, as I said, I don't take social media seriously as a sign. So what happened during night, as night is ruled by the subconscious, I had a very intense dream that stirred me awake at 4 a.m. in the morning with a strange pressure in my chest, and I had to spend my time at night awake, playing detective and following the cues to analyze my dream symbolically, until I uncovered the source where it came from and the pressure vanished. My point being, your subconscious has very good memory, but terrible patience. It will catch up with you. When you ignore subconscious activations, they become obsessions, mental loops, projection. The longer it's dismissed, the more the subconscious has to escalate the signal, and it shows up in form of relationship tension, illness, burnout, dream intensity. And not only can you avoid such things from happening, you can make that signal your greatest ally. Listen to what repeats, what keeps tugging at you, not as a rule, but as a conversation, because the things that keep looping in your psyche are either a wound that wants to be cleared, a truth you're still running from, or a next step disguised as a memory, a comment, a quote, a person, or a feeling. Every one of them a coded message. Every one of them a door back into alignment. Reality is coded. It responds and mirrors your inner world. Of course it's gonna send you something back. Don't take it as a coincidence. It is data that you can use. Here's the model I call AIM, the way to stop feeling lost in the noise and start decoding the signal so you can use your inner GPS as a direction pointer to where you're headed and as a feedback mechanism. There will be nothing better you come across as your own inner GPS, as it is unique to you. No one can tell you what to do when you are in a phase of uncertainty. What you have is you and your own inner GPS that gives you immediately the data that you need to know the possibilities that are available to you right now, so you can immediately respond to them and there's no delay between it. Society is built to disconnect you from your own inner GPS, and that's why most people feel lost. But it's within you. So let's get ahead. Activation. What is an activation? It's what I consider a subconscious ping. Imagine your subconscious like a little child tugging at your sleeve, saying, hey, look at this. This is important. This matters. Please don't ignore it. And most people still do. Because if you've been trained to only listen to logic, you'll keep dismissing the part of you that already knows the next step ahead. You normalize your perception because it feels singular to you. The themes your soul came here to explore shape what you notice and experience, the things you flag as important, the patterns you register and respond to. I notice this all the time. I will say something in my videos that I barely flagged as key importance, and people will cling to it, quote it back to me, run into my DMs to tell me how it has helped them, because it hit their mental blueprints in a way that I couldn't have predicted. So don't underestimate what stands out to you, because it stands out for you. It's not random when you direct your attention, it shows you what matters. When a message activates a part of your subconscious, here's what it will feel like so you can be certain when it occurs. Physically, you might experience what people call spiritual goosebumps. You might also feel a radiance, like something that lights up from your chest. You might feel suddenly light or clear. The message is not always clear immediately, but the intention behind it and the energy behind it will feel clear and it will not confuse you. Emotionally, you might lean in closer, pay more attention, because a part of you knows that this is meant for you, so you lean in. What can also happen is that you might resist it and push it away in the beginning. That's a clue too, because what you resist oftentimes holds a truth that you're still running from. I always pay attention to what I immediately dismiss it as well, because then I always know, it's like a reverse psychology. Then I know, okay, this has something that I need to take a closer look at. Inquiry. It comes about in inner dialogue where you actively engage with your subconscious ping. The more you do, the more synchronicity will apparently arise, the more amplified your mental and spiritual power becomes. I said apparently because the conversation is always there. The synchronicity is always there because your reality will always respond to your inner world. But what you're doing, most likely, is leaving the conversation one-sided by not noticing and not picking up on it. So once you do, you notice it's true and your belief reinforces and allows it. So your reticular activating system, the part in your brain responsible for filtering the endless noise, starts showing you this part because you now flagged it as something important that you want to pay attention to. Practically, how do you hold this inner dialogue? You sit down in stillness and you call into your mind whatever quote, person, line, or memory has stuck with you. Now you ask it. Whether you do this writing it down or internally or externally speaking, then you ask, what do you want from me? What is your secret aim? What's your purpose? And what are you trying to show me? And you just get really curious. Don't reject or judge what comes up, and don't force logic up on it. It will not comply. It might respond in an image, it might respond in words, but whatever comes up, just thank it. That's all. If nothing should come up, which rarely happens, just know that it will show up, but maybe it will be tomorrow when you're brushing your teeth, or when you're walking your dog, when you don't pay attention. Mark my words. Movements. Until here, the work has been internal, which is powerful, but the loop will not be closed until it changes behavior. It might look like taking that next risk, speaking your truth, setting a boundary, or consciously ending what's been draining you. It's embodied. By breathing deeply through the sensation, speaking the truth out loud, or move your body intentionally to anchor the shift. It's internalized, putting it out there, making a symbolic gesture, creating art, sharing it with someone. Without movement, insight becomes stuck when you intellectualize it, and it will just be a thought loop that you keep repeating over and over again. You're meant to respond. That's what the decoding is for in the first place. With this practice, there's a component I want to highlight: your discernment. Under no circumstance do I want to encourage anyone to naively walk around forcing signs into existence or practicing wishful thinking. This is about knowing what to do when something real shows up and it won't leave you alone. Sometimes it's the hard, honest conversation you have with yourself. Is this true? Is this mine? Am I ready to move? Whether the answer is yes or no, it's your responsibility to decide. You own that choice. You're the one who makes the calls. If something keeps returning to you, it is not random, it is an invitation. Discern whether it's aligned or not, then choose it or don't. But don't pretend that it's not yours to respond to. The next time a sentence won't leave you alone, call it what it is. A part of your future knocking at your door saying, I'm here, pay attention. Right now, your subconscious is showing you the next step into your full purpose. You want to break through? Start answering the knock you keep ignoring. Start paying attention to what holds your attention. Your mind is listening for what your soul already knows. When you act on what stirs you, you stop waiting for proof because you become the evidence. Your inner knowing always moves first. So does inner ignorance. Your reality only echoes which one of those two you prioritize. What's one quote or one sentence that you've been thinking a lot about recently? Share it below, let's decode or just read it together. And thank you so much for watching. You know where to find me. I love you. Bye.